Hello, everybody. Welcome to my new podcast called The Mental Edge. And in today's episode, my very first episode of this podcast, we're going to be talking about the power of your mindset. I'm going to go a little bit into my backstory and basically how I learned that your mindset forms your reality. So, a little backstory. A year ago, I actually got out of a pretty long relationship that I was in since I was young. And it was really hard for me to adjust because it was like my life took a complete 360. Everything I worked for, every every thought that I had, like everything just had flipped so fast for me. I honestly really thought that my life was going to go one way and I was set for life when it came to love, and it was just going to go one way and I didn't have to do anything alone. And then when everything came crashing down, I ended up being alone. And honestly, I'm really am not regretful for that experience because that's honestly formed my mindset today. And I've honestly seen a lot of people talk about this, about how your mindset is the most important thing. And I've always believed that, but I never really took the time to really follow what they've been saying. So, mindset is so important. Like, your mindset is honestly the foundation of everything you're going to do in life, your path in life. A little backstory on how my mindset was. I used to constantly doubt myself. I used to constantly think negatively. Before I got into this relationship, I was a very optimistic person. I always thought of the world as a beautiful place and I was going to make it and I was going to get everything that I wanted in life. But obviously, I had my issues where I wasn't consistent. It was hard for me to consistently put in the work to what I wanted to do, and I would often just dive right in and then give up due to me being young. And I always said, oh, like, I can't do this because of that and this and that. And after everything that I went through, I honestly would never take back what I went through the past 2 years because now, after I've been through that, there's nothing I can't get through. There's no fear in my heart. There's no doubts of where I'm going to be in life. Being successful isn't about how much money you have, what car you drive, what house you have. At the end of the day, you determine your own success. Like, success is something that you decide. You decide when you're successful. And in my opinion, being successful is living the life that you've always dreamed of. One day I just woke up and I was just like, I felt lost for a whole year after that whole situation happened when my life came crashing down. And I was just like, enough is enough. Like, I'm tired of this pity party that I throw for myself every day, feeling bad about myself, you know, feeling lost and not having the motivation to keep going and not even knowing what I'm doing anymore. Because when I was young, I always said, like, I know I'm meant to be great. I know I'm meant to go far. I know I'm meant to do great things. And after that relationship, I feel like I really forgot who I was. So I was really struggling with my identity. My birthday had just passed. So around August, I really just started to remember who I am. Honestly, to all the people that are listening right now, sometimes you gotta be lost in life to find yourself again. Sometimes you just have to go through something so drastic. You know, you gotta lose your old self to find the new you. You have to go through something so crazy and life changing. Like, I used to always think that life was happening to me. This is happening to me. This is happening. Now, every time something happens, it's just like life is happening for me. There's always going to be something that happens that doesn't go the way that you thought that it would be. That's what makes life worth living, guys, because not everything is going to go your way. Not everything's going to be perfect. There's a reason why we have pain in life, because pain is what makes happiness mean so much more. It doesn't matter where you come from, how you grew up, you could achieve the life that you want. Don't limit yourself to what other people say that you could do whatever you want to do. You could become whoever you want to become because you determine success, you determine where you're going to go in life, and don't doubt yourself and don't stop yourself. Like, after I had that realization, I really took the time to rebuild my mind, and I would tell myself every day, I'm going to get to where I want to be because I'm not going to stop. I'm going to get to where I want to be in life, and nobody's going to stop me because I'm not going to stop myself. I'm not going to doubt myself. I stopped thinking, oh, what if this goes wrong? What if that goes wrong? But what? You just have to shift your mindset and say, what could go right though? I stopped thinking negative because that's very damaging to your mental health. I've spent so many years thinking negative, and honestly, the way that you think and the way that you view life really changes your reality. Like, if you think negatively about so many things, you're gonna see the world in a different way. Like, your mindset really shapes how you view life. If something happens to me that I didn't expect, I'm just like, okay, how are we gonna fix this? And it took me a long time to get to this point, and the reason why I decided to make this podcast so I could talk about this is so if anybody's willing to listen, like, I'm really willing to show you guys that there's another way. You're never ever going to be stuck in the same place. You could always get out of whatever hole you feel like you're in. You could always crawl out of it, and you could always make it out. As long as you believe in yourself, that is the most important thing in life, is to believe in yourself and to keep going, because there is no failure in life. The only way that you fail is if you stop and you give up and you don't try. You got to think of it as riding a bike, right? If you're trying to ride a bike and you watch videos about riding a bike, you're never going to learn unless you get on the bike and try to ride. When you try something and it doesn't go your way, that is not failure, that is knowledge. Mistakes are knowledge. You're going to make mistakes in your life. Things aren't going to go perfectly, and that's life. But you just have to take those mistakes that you've made along the way and apply it to become better. Ever since I started thinking this way, like, my life has changed. Like, just take whoever you look up to, whoever you want to be, whoever's in the place that you want to be, and just think of their mindset is a mindset. It's a mindset, honestly, because you can make it to wherever you want to be in life. Your mentality is honestly the most powerful thing. Your mind is the most powerful thing, because reality will bend to your mindset. Reality will literally, like, shape to whatever it needs to be shaped because of your mindset. Honestly, I'm just glad that I figured this out while I'm young. Little context, I'm 20 years old. I just turned 20. So I'm just so glad that I figured this out now. And I used to always regret my past and always regret all the mistakes that I've made in life. I don't regret anything. I don't regret anything that I've done, because that has formed who I am. That has made me such a strong person, and I've learned so much. You know what I mean? Like, I think a pain is a beautiful experience because it's an opportunity to learn and grow and see the world in a different way. Whenever something doesn't work out or someone isn't in my life anymore, it's just an opportunity for a new beginning. My mindset has changed so much, and one day I just woke up with this knowledge. It's honestly so beautiful, and I'm so proud of myself for changing so much so fast. You know, the number one way to grow is change. And I used to always be afraid of change, guys. Like, I always wanted things to stay the same. You're never gonna grow if things stay the same. You can never get comfortable. Nothing is promised. You're not entitled to anything. Nothing is guaranteed. Things are always gonna happen. So my number one piece of advice is, if you want to get somewhere in life, start now. Work towards it now. Learn about it now. You don't need to go to college. You don't need this. You don't need that. Well, it depends on what you want to do, but don't doubt yourself. Believe in yourself. Believe in whoever you believe in, that they got you and they got a plan for you. The universe, whatever you believe in, I don't judge. Just believe that they got you, they got a plan for you, and believe in yourself. Never limit your mind to what other people say that you can or cannot do. Do not create doubts and problems in your mind before you even try it. Because I understand. I used to say I want to do something, but this, that, and the third. And it's like, don't create problems that aren't even there. You haven't even started yet, and you're already making problems in your mind. When I was younger, I used to procrastinate a lot. I used to say, oh, I'll do this later, this or that. No. Now, like, I am to the point where it's like, if I say I'm going to do something, if I could do it now, I just get up and do it. I'm going to do this. I'm like, you know what? We're going to do it now because I could do it now. I don't have to wait. So let's just do it now. Just don't give myself time to build any doubts or problems in my mind before I've even done it. Don't be ashamed of yourself for that. Like, that's just a normal human thing. You just got to keep telling yourself every day, like, I could do this. I could achieve whatever I want to achieve. Like, your dreams aren't as far as you think they are. You just have to get into the mentality of it's already yours. You're just on the journey to getting it. You just got to put in the work for it to really materialize in real life. I really believe in manifestation. So it's like, whenever I want something, I know it's mine. I just have to put in the work. I already know it's mine. I know it's coming. It's like I could feel it. It's like I have this vision in my head and I could just feel it. Like I know it's coming my way. And to all the people that don't believe in manifestation, that's fine. You believe in what you believe in. I don't judge anybody for what they believe in, what their opinions are. We're all human and we have our own mind. We have the ability to form our own opinions and beliefs. And I don't judge anybody for their opinions and beliefs. We all believe in what we believe in. And there's nothing wrong with that. Not everybody has to agree with what I have to say. Not everybody has to think that what I'm saying is true or right or correct. We could all just share our opinions and beliefs, and I could just, listen to your side and your opinion, and then you could listen to mine. Agree to disagree. Just wanted to make this podcast so I could share what I believe in, because if you're in a bad place right now and you think that there's no way out and every day is going to be like this, I promise you it's not. I understand what it feels like to be in a place where it's like it's always going to be like this. There's no way out. I'm always going to feel like this. But I promise you, there are better days coming. Like, you're not always going to feel like this forever. It's not over. Everything's going to be okay. You're going to make it out. You're going to be okay. Those moments in life where you feel like it's over, it's never over. Your story isn't finished. There's always going to be bad moments, dark moments, moments where you're struggling and you feel like you're hopeless, but there's always a way out, guys. It always gets better. And I know everybody says that. And you're probably like, oh my God, she's just saying some stuff that everybody else says. But I promise you, because I've been in that place before. I've been in a place where I'm like, my life is always going to be like this. I'm always going to be miserable. What even is the point anymore? But there's beauty in being lost, because when you find yourself again, it's just going to feel so amazing, because you're going to remember all those moments where you felt lost in life and you felt like there was no way out. So if you're listening to this right now, I promise you, you're not alone. There are so many people that have felt like that. I have felt like that. I understand how you feel. And I'm telling you, things get better. It's always going to get better. Sometimes you just got to take that leap of faith and just make the change. If you're in a miserable position, take that risk. Something you've always wanted to do. Take that risk. Fall in love with life. Fall in love with your goals. Fall in love with what you believe in. Fall in love with finding who you are. Because sometimes things break on purpose just so something else could grow. You're not broken. Nobody's broken beyond repair. Sometimes the old you has to break so the new you could grow. So something new could be created. So, to all the people listening, if you're in a place where you feel like you're broken and you're beyond repair, I used to feel like that. You're not broken. No one's broken. Everybody is a work in progress. We're all on earth to learn and grow. Nobody's broken, nobody's damaged. It doesn't matter where you come from, how you grew up, what your family was like. You have the ability to make it to wherever you want to make it. You have the ability to be great. We've just all had bad experiences, and we could all grow from that. It's just who you are, where you came from. But where you came from and all the bad things that have happened to you, it's not who you are. It's not who you're always going to be. It's just the experiences that have formed who you are, that have helped you have the strength that you have now. Because I know what it feels like to feel like you're alone and you have nobody and nobody understands you and you don't fit in with everybody and you feel like you have no one no matter what. Because you could be in a room full of people and feel alone. But if I could just make at least one person that is listening to this feel like they're understood on some level or feel motivated on some level, then that would make this video worth it. I want people to feel understood. I want people to feel like they're learning something, they're getting something out of this. I want to impact someone's life in some way. I want at least one thing that I say to stick with them, at least a little bit. This is just my first episode. I mean, you guys could tell me what you guys want me to talk about and my view on things, and you guys could tell me your view on things. Mindset is really everything. Like, once I changed my mindset, I saw the world in a whole new light. And I feel like I've always been the type of person that I've always had to go through something so major and life changing just to see like how great life can be. You can make your life great. You can make yourself happy. You don't need to have something to be happy. You don't need to be loved to be happy. You don't need to be in love to be happy. You don't need a partner. You don't need this. You don't need that. You can make yourself happy. Fall in love with yourself. Fall in love with your life. Fall in love with accomplishing your goals. Fall in love with the way that your brain works, the way that you view life. Fall in love with everything about yourself. Because if you look for what you want in life and other things, materialistic, other people, I'm telling you, you're never going to be satisfied. You have to look for the love and the joy that you want, or whatever you want in life. You got to look for that within yourself first and create it within yourself. And the world will reflect it back onto you and give you everything that you've ever wanted. I honestly don't talk to a lot of people. I don't really have any friends. I don't really talk to most of my family. I'm alone most of the time, but I don't feel alone. I have never felt this at peace, this joyful, and I've never loved life so much. And I'm telling you, ever since I changed my mindset, it's just like I fell in love with the way that life is. I fell in love with the way that my brain works. I fell in love with everything. And I feel loved, you know what I mean? Because I love myself. I took the time to get to know myself and build myself up and love myself. Nobody's gonna love me better than I love myself. Nobody could love me better than I love myself. And I'm always gonna be with myself forever. Not forever, but you know what I mean, guys. Like, I'm with myself all the time. If I'm willing to look at another person and I don't see all these flaws in them, why am I being like that with myself? Why am I being so hard on myself? Why am I saying that I have all these flaws? If I'm willing to look at another person and not see any flaws and not judge them, why am I judging myself so hard? And another thing that I learned is accountability and like being able to correct myself when I do something that I feel like I shouldn't be doing. I'm all about progressing and advancing in life now. So if I do something and or I feel like I haven't been putting as much effort, when I feel like I'm not being as consistent, I just tell myself like, look, you're not being as consistent You know, you got to keep going. No one's going to stop me from achieving whatever I want to achieve because I'm just going to keep going no matter what. No one's going to stop me. No one can stop me. The only person that could stop you is yourself, and I'm not going to stop myself anymore because there's struggles in settling for what everybody wants you to do. You're always going to have struggles in life, but I'd rather have struggles having the life that I've always wanted than having the struggle in 10 to 15 years down the line being like, wow, I should have just took the leap of faith and took the risk and I should have just done it. I just don't want to feel like that in 10 to 15 years. I'm willing to risk anything and everything to get the life that I want. There is no losing. Whatever's meant to happen is going to happen. And I know in my heart, mind, and soul that I'm meant to be great and I'm meant to have my dream life. There's a reason why I want it so bad because it's already mine. I'm just on the journey. So, yeah, guys, if you get anything from this video, mindset is everything. Your mindset is so powerful. Your mind is so powerful. You are so powerful. You're not powerless. Like, you have so much power. You're in control of your success, of your reality. Like, it's really your world. Like, you're the main character. It's your world. So don't think that you're powerless or that you don't have control. You have control. I promise you, you do. Because you have control over your mind. Your mind is the most powerful thing. But yeah, guys, let's wrap it up. Like, comment, and subscribe. And feel free to comment anything you want me to touch bases on, anything you want to talk about. DM me on Instagram, you know, any topics you'd like me to go over, anything you want me to speak about. My DMs are always open. So, thank you for listening, and I'm signing out. Have a nice day.